I love our next speaker. I love my next host. We're right across what they would say in Australia, right across the pond. Here we say right across the water. But Carmel, who we introduced earlier, is going to be co-hosting and carrying it forward with Miss Roberta Skye, two of my absolute favorite people, talking about intuition. So Carmel, can you do and introduce next section here?
I would be delighted to introduce Roberta. I got to know Roberta a little bit when I was hosting brainstorming sessions for the 262 book, and she showed up to, I think, every single one, almost every single one that I held, not just to figure things out for herself, but also to support other authors. So she's such a generous person, and I'm grateful I get to introduce her today. Roberta has spent 40 years as a holistic healing practitioner and teacher, in a different career, 8 years as a real estate agent. And she's a constant student of human potential and expression. One thing you might not know about her, she was a singer for years, which is so cool. I think we should sing together. I love to sing. So she was a singer for years. She wrote songs. She performed solo in a choir and a jazz quartet. She was in a couple of nightclub bands. So that is just super, super cool. I hope I get to jam with her at some point. Music that she loves, Harry Banks, which is someone I'd never heard of. I had to look him up, and I'm so grateful, Roberta, that you introduced that into my life. He's an amazing musician. Her topic for today sounds really intriguing, soft technologies. So I cannot wait to hear about that. And if you, of course, stick around as always, afterwards, she's got some goodies to give away, something for everyone, and a gift for one special person. So make sure you got your ears perked up and listening to what she has to say, and you might win a prize at the end. So Roberta, please take it away.
Thank you so much. And hello, everyone. I'm laughing here because, Yvonne, I want to thank you for new tools. And Grace, thanks for the no worries. Because in this theme of soft technologies, what I understood from kind of my inner listening was, instead of having a whole talk with all of these perfectly formed ideas to get them out in 20 minutes, I was counseled to do this whole thing like I'm doing a session with the group. So that leaves me way more vulnerable to all kinds of quirky things. So please, Carmel, give me a 5-minute warning, because I don't have this set up for the clock at all. And what I'm going to end up doing is modeling some of the soft technologies. And I'm also going to invite you guys to do some practices. So the first thing, I have to laugh because some people jokingly, and also one company that I actually work for, refer to me as a field operative. And that's everything from walking on land and talking to plants and water and trying to suss out what does this place need, want, and not want. And it can also be distance readings to people, places, and things, and getting the energy around them. So this is a form of soft technology. It's not going to Dr. Google at all. And so what's happening here, and for all you people that see this after the fact, the quantum field isn't linear. So things that you're invited to do, and things that are coming through, and things that I've picked up, because I've done a few things in advance of this, don't matter for the timeline at all. Okay, so here's the first weird thing that happened for me. I ended up having a chat with Bayleaf. Now, interspecies communication in my current working model of the universe, everything is conscious. There is sentience in multiple forms. We have too narrow a description of what sentience is. So this plant comes through because in the neighborhood, I'm in a really good community. There's gardens, there's bushes, there's bay leaf trees. There's a mass of bay leaves. So when I got given a whole bag of bay leaves, I thought, okay, how can we inspire everybody to use this thing? So I looked it up, and of course I end up in the culinary pages. And then I discovered it's medicinal. There's a whole list of things that this plant offers medicinally. And then I thought, well, let's just look one step farther. So I went into the metaphysical. Well, there's a whole plethora of things that this plant has to say about energetics and metaphysical things and other ways that we can use the energy and qualities of this plant. So this plant got in because I'm talking about those things. So the first thing I want to do without giving anybody any kind of prep is invite you all, and I'm going to do this too, just take a moment to close your eyes and imagine the plant, which I've got, a few leaves like this. It's that flat one that you buy in packets. And just ask the plant a question. Do you have something to tell me? And if you don't get anything, don't worry about it, because the nice thing about these technologies is you don't have to create a new password to get in. So you just go in, you might get words, phrase, feelings, something, or nothing. But like I said, no new password required. So just close your eyes and ask a question of yourself to the plant saying, what is it you want me to know? And I'm going to do that too. I'm just going to take a split second. Often you sit a lot longer in this. Okay, I've got an answer. And of course, I did prep. So show of hands if you got something. And then if you feel like it's something you want to put in the chat, or what a weird experience it was, or how you know to do this and have been doing it for a while, just pop it in. But what I get from this plant is that a couple of things. There's more to everything than meets the eye, which is what I discovered with these two other layers after soup making with the plant, and that all is not what it seems. So the invitation is to look wider and use what I like to refer to as our own wisdom centers. Now, this is the beginning of the definition of soft technology. We have AI, we have a deluge of information and information access. And it can be a struggle to find out which is positive right action for us. However, we have different levels of brain. So our mental brain, which is an amazing vehicle, is a curious thing because it always has an argument. So if I have a question, should I do this? The brain will come up with everything I've learned, seen, or can easily imagine and say, well, if you do it this way, this will happen, that'll happen, and that'll be great. And then the other voice says, yeah, but. And so you end up with the butting in from the brain on a regular basis. However, we have heart. And our heart is now being described scientifically as another brain. It functions like a brain, and in some ways is way more powerful than our mental brain, and can anticipate both events and the feeling we will have about them before they happen. Now, this has been done with plenty of electrodes on people and flashing pictures in front of them and what have you. And there is a whole study called Heart Math, where you access your heart to get an answer for something. So having done all the analysis mentally and not being able to find where is the middle point, it's a very helpful tactic to use this soft approach, go into the heart and say, my heart, what can I do about this? What do you recommend? What do I really want? What do you want, my heart? And so I'm going to again invite you to take a little exercise on this. So think of a question that you might have, or just consider inquiring into my heart. What would you like me to know right now? And thank you for the prep on breathing, because this is also a breathing practice. And I'll give credit to Heart Math, and this is a truncated version, but just to get a little feel about it. So this breathing pattern, close your eyes, relax, take a long inhale through the nose, 4 counts, and the exhale is longer, 6 counts. And on each exhale, you drop, just drop down. Put your hand on your heart, because where you put your hand, your attention will go. And I'm going to do this with you. So inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Do 2 more of those. 4 in, 6 out. 1 more. And when you get to the bottom of the last one, stay there and simply ask inside my heart, what do you need me to know right now? And again, there may be an answer that's just a physical sensation. If you're not visual, it might be a feeling, it might be words, it might be a really clear statement. This is a practice. We get better at this kind of thing the more we do. So when you're ready, open your eyes. And again, show of hands. Did you get anything? Okay. And again, if you feel like it, pop it in the chat and just share if it's useful. What I got was nervousness is animating. So, so I will go with that. Okay. So this is a way to really get the matter of the heart. Now, other centers in our bodies, I'm not sure there's any of us that haven't heard of chakras. They also are wisdom centers. So, for example, if you have a major project going on, and I'm going to link this in with manifestation because everybody is all about manifesting now, and there's many, many courses and hints and ideas about how to do manifestation. But there's a lot of things that can go slightly awry when we're doing manifestation. So visualizing, doing the vision boards, getting into the right energy, these are really important factors. And soft technology is also about feeling how we want to feel when we are the next best expression or in the next place or the next job or whatever we're doing. However, we can have, even the heart can be engaged, and we've got it all figured out, and our brain has mapped out and done the forward projections and the numbers and everything else. But if we are only connecting with those centers, it may be that something in our gut is like, no way. And what happens if we don't connect with that part or get a read on it and listen in and find out what we need is, guess what? Sabotage. So the way around this is to do regular full mapping, and it is a process that I offer. If you bring a question, and for whoever wins the prize, my 60 to 90-minute prize session, somebody will get. You could bring something like a question, and I'll help you through the process, and then you learn it, and you can apply it to yourself forever. But this is really important to have all of us in full body yes, all of us aligned, every facet of ourselves enthusiastic, because we can undermine ourselves not recognizing. And in the English language, we use this a lot. You know, I don't know where I'm standing. I don't feel like I'm on firm ground. I had a gut feeling this didn't work. My heart isn't in it. I've been an airhead for the last 3 weeks. Like, we know we're working with these energy centers, that to conscientiously and consciously check in with them, that can be extremely helpful. So going into the heart, we can get what our hearts want us to know. If we're doing a major project, or, you know, you can run a new relationship through it, like, how do I feel when I'm with this person or this situation? And this is a really helpful way. So the soft technologies have something to give us in a way that surprised me when I listened into my own counsel on this. And maybe you all can think about how this works, but I was told from, you know, internal messages to mention loneliness. And this thing where we have so much information and so much guidance and so much external support and so many summits where we're connecting. What if the whole internet goes down? What if you've had a horrible storm? You don't have any access to anything and you don't know what to do? What if you're in some kind of trauma or dilemma or emotional catharsis, and these resources either are not available or are not suitable? To be able to know that you have access internally. And for some of us are talking to Jesus, or we're talking to higher self. You know, like, there's many names for this, Today, I'm kind of staying out of that so we can explore it without anyone getting stuck in some terminology. But to be able to go in and say, my heart, what do I need here? And know that yourself is bigger than you imagine. Or if, like I do, I get a lot of counsel from what I call my team. Those guides will tell me, and I don't feel alone. Now, I'm still kind of feeling my way into this. Loneliness in the face of community. What is that? And this is now a conscious exploration for me. It's an open inquiry. How does being in touch with all my wisdom centers and my internal guides and team and maybe some animals that bring messages, how does that help me not feel lonely? 5 minutes. Okay, so I invite you to go on that inquiry and do some exploring in these realms. So I am just touching the tip of the iceberg and all the possibilities here. So I've got 5 minutes. I want to take us through one more practice. And this is to invite you all to take a few minutes and ask yourself, is there something going on that I want some intel on? And this is another way to access things. This is what I call sidewalk tarot is an aspect of it. Using tarot cards is an aspect of it. So sidewalk tarot is a really fun thing. You have a question, get in the car. I go into the village to town and I'm asking myself, where am I going to see a sign about this? What kind of magic is afoot? Who am I going to meet? What am I going to be told? And you may be walking down the street and somebody's got the radio on in their car and you hear the lyrics of a song in bingo. That's your answer. Or you read something. Or you pull a book off a shelf and you flip it open and there's your answer. And don't underestimate this. You know, a lot of life is like a cosmic treasure hunt, and you get these little clues and insights and things. It's like the one definition of magic I've heard is that magic is a willingness to engage with everything. So opening up to information and support and mystical messages and wonderful themes works. So today, I'm going to give you an opportunity to take a question that you want guidance on and think of the numbers 1, 2, or 3. Okay, so for those of you who chose number 1, this is a tarot reading that I did for the group while focusing on the entire group. So you get Dragonfly Spirit. And what Dragonfly Spirit is saying, that truth transcends illusion. It's a reminder that wisdom and truth are available at all times and to recognize insights out of nowhere. I think the cards were in cahoots with me today, but that's how it goes. Okay, for those of you who chose number 2, here we go. Open to infinite possibility. This is starfish, and you think starfish just flies out there in the sun, you know, with all limbs spread and just lets everything in. So open to the infinite possibility to stretch past the limits of your everyday perception, which our brain is always functioning on. It's the known realm. I heard a beautiful saying that when we go within, it's not to a place, it's to a dimension. It's way bigger field of options. Okay, so you on number 2, you starfish on the seashore, dream of bigger things. All right, all of you who chose number 3, horse energy. And the message for this one is freedom is yours. It is a time for travel and adventure. And you are able at this time to make powerful, long-lasting, effective choices. So choices that you make now can have an impact for a long time. Choices that come out of the freedom to move internally, externally. So I will leave you with that. And Carmel, if you have any questions or something, all yours.
Yeah, that is just phenomenal. It was really interesting when you got us to put our hand over our heart. I don't always find something comes to me right away, but I got it's okay. It's all going to be okay. Not that anything's horribly wrong, but I just felt so peaceful because there's a lot going on in the world right now. So a bit of upheaval. So, maybe it was talking about that, maybe it was talking about other things, but that was a beautiful exercise to engage us in. So thank you so much. This was just wonderful.
Okay. May I slip in here because I'm getting a little shot of guidance for you?
Okay,
Okay, publicly. Don't overthink of it. Let that tenderness in.
Mm.
When we go into the heart, we often meet a great deal of tenderness, whatever the message is, how it's delivered. And I'm feeling kind of through me at that. So
Beautiful, beautiful. And I think that's great advice for everybody in the room too.
mm,
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much. Beautiful talk. For everybody in the room. Oh yes, let's give her some
Let's do some jazz hands. Let's do
jazz
some
hands.
hearts. Oh my gosh, that was amazing.